Good afternoon, Your Honor. I'm Dwayne Watson.
All right, where are we on here?
Right off the bat, you can feel the confusion brewing. We've got numbers, applications, and a denial, but no clear timeline. In legal settings like this, documentation is everything. If you can't pin down when something happened, your entire argument starts to wobble.
The balance is $3,510. And that the Hawk application was denied.
Okay, I'm looking for one. Okay, fine. Is the last you have that it was denied?
Yes. The note that I have from my client says that there was sufficient income for their requirements.
And there it is, the judge zeroes in on timing. This is critical. Courts rely heavily on when notice was received. If the denial came after new information was submitted, that could completely change the outcome.
Okay, when did you get that message?
So it's from my client. It just came through. So I don't know when it was.
Got it. Because the sheet they sent us says client is sending last check stub for now for eligibility determination. Did you already do that, sir?
Yes, sir.
When did you do that?
Okay. Last time I was in court, I talked with the Hawk organization. Talked with Alicia Sykes. What the attorney said is correct, but things didn't change as of today. I talked with Hawk. I did. And
when did you last talk with Hawk?
Today. I talked with Miss Alicia Sykes. I also talked with Miss Sydney. Can't think of her last name.
What did they tell you?
Well, I paid over $1,000 this month, so my remaining balance is $2,996 and some change. I talked with Alicia Sykes today. She said everything what I did, they approved of the grant to take care of the remaining balance.
What time was that conversation?
This was about, I want to say about 9-10 o'clock this morning.
And you get a message saying he was denied sometime today.
You can message Sykes.
Sure. All right. Why don't you have a seat?
Yes, sir. Thank you, Your Honor.
That's the problem with this paper thing that they have. Things change, and it's much better when we've had a.
So, I believe my client may have walked into the courtroom a couple of weeks ago, Judge.
Yes.
Yeah, and this hearing got set in her volition. I did not find out about it until last Friday, maybe Monday. And so I don't believe she's filed anything based on the conversation with court staff. I don't believe she's filed anything, and I'm not entirely sure Mr. Levine's office has noticed anything.
So what had happened is she walked into the courtroom, explained the circumstance. I think she gave me or showed me some documentation on my staff. Because it involved medical, I did not hold it. Okay, so that's what happened. And then she explained that they couldn't rule on the.
It's consistent with my conversation with my client that I've not seen anything, and neither has my client, to where Mr. Levine's office had filed anything to request a writ.
They have not. So here's what I'll do.
I'm good. He'll do it.
Hold on. Let the judge talk.
Here's what I'm going to do. We didn't send them notice of a motion, so I'm not sure, or that there was a hearing.
I apologize, Your Honor. You did or did not?
Did.
Okay, thank you.
So what I'm.
Now, this is a major twist. Just moments ago, The application was denied, and suddenly it's approved? This is exactly the kind of inconsistency that can derail eviction proceedings. Legally, if funding is approved, the basis for eviction can collapse. So the big question, which version does the court trust?
So that was mailed out to them. That was Levine's office, was Mr.
I was informed that he was no longer working for Mr. Levine's.
That's right, he is. Okay. Here's what I'll do in this case. You're attempting to get yourself out.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to just indicate that the motion's heard, and just for the purposes of the file, that I will set a hearing should they request for it.
Fine, Judge.
All right, perfect. And then that way, I think we can get everybody here.
Perfect.
Okay?
Thank you.
All right. You do the same. That's the end of that, Mark? Okay. Ma'am, next time, I just so you know, I normally don't do that. You provided some compelling things to me, but next time, probably your best bet is to try to make sure to get to your attorney.
Judge, in defense, she did. My mother-in-law was.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough.
So she did.
All right. Just okay. No, I got it. Okay. All right. Take care, guys. Court's gonna stand in recess. Hello. Hines, how are you?
Well, this knows enough for home.
See, that one made me tired. I thought, hey, you tired?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. What are we doing on this?
I would like a adjournment to counseling. I have an appointment with a civil attorney on Tuesday, Todd Rutledge,
On when?
Tuesday. And with legal aid, I called this morning and left a message to make an appointment with them. They don't do walk-ins anymore. For one case, I have 2 cases now.
Cases.
Civil, I'm suing them for hurting my shoulder.
You're suing them.
Yeah, town center place. Now I'm suing manager and my neighbor across the hall. I went and filed charges on him yesterday. Police officer told me to bring it to your attention.
Hold on. Let him wrap his head around it.
Huh?
Wrap your head around it.
Yeah, no, I'm
Go ahead.
so you're
She has to seek counsel. We're asking for an adjournment. You have
yes, that's
counsel for today. We'll come back for everything else.
good enough. So, but I want to know, did you already file a case against?
Mm-hmm. I went yesterday to the police station.
Oh, but you hold on.
There's
I filed.
House to file.
Oh, Ms. Hines, you filed a complaint with
Yes.
the police department. You didn't file a case in court.
No.
not as you did.
That's right. Okay. Now, so if I put it out a week, is your attorney going to be able to get here?
You have an appointment with legal aid.
I called them.
You called them.
Mhm.
They're gonna call you back
Yes.
Tuesday.
No, they should call today. I hope.
Supposed to
I'm
call
hoping.
today.
My attorney for my lawsuit is calling me Tuesday.
Okay. So I'm going to put it out 1 week.
Okay.
And then that way, if it's not resolved and we got to get additional time, we'll figure it out.
And for my daughter-in-law, we sent off the applications yesterday for her birth certificate and her social security card.
That was the additional paperwork that we needed that we're still waiting on.
Got it.
We haven't gotten yet. So you said a week, Your Honor?
Yes, 17.
17th. What time?
What time? 3 p.m. I'll be here with Nelson. Thank you.
Can I do
Wow. Well, I move as fast as I can. It's everybody else that. Everybody else that I did not have to listen to people. I could get this done in no time. Yeah. Redford West versus Mary Cheatham.
Paul Spaniello again, Your Honor, on behalf of the plaintiff.
So last time you last lost. No, go ahead. All right, where are we?
Your Honor, first and foremost, I didn't realize Ms. Cheatham was here before. I would have been more prepared.
No.
Thank you for passing on us, though. We're going to enter into a consent judgment with the following terms. There's similar to what I told you, except the court costs are a little less because we're doing a consent judgment. The total amount owed to retain possession is $8,108.00. Redemption date, April 20th. If Ms. Cheatham decides to vacate, which she very well may, there may be money damages if there's damage to the property. Any acceptance of partial payment will not prevent a writ from issuing, and there is a money judgment attached to this. I did explain MCR 4.201 parenthetical J, but you may do as well, that she would have 3 business days for good cause or otherwise could ask Your Honor to set this aside, and she did sign her name. There's an appeal date of April 20th as well. Sound correct?
So that's what we were talking about, where we would talk.
Yeah, you and so Ms. Shifter and Ms. Cheatham discussed the money judgment portion. They're gonna, outside of the purview of the court, this money judgment is staying, but if we're gonna discuss a resolution, I've also explained to both of them that there needs to be a satisfaction of judgment, which that'll be, the onus will be put on me to file if they work that out and that money is paid, whether it be this amount or a less amount. Yes. Does that sound correct?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, Deputy.
You have any questions whatsoever regarding any of this?
No, I do not.
No, you understand it?
Yes, I do.
All right. And you did understand your 3-day rights of repeal.
Yes.
3 business days too.
Okay.
You understand all of that?
Yes, I do.
All right. Thank you guys for waiting and for your.
No, thank you, Judge.
I have signed the judgment. I've signed the judgment. If you'd like a copy, get a whole print of stuff.
And they'll mail a copy if we don't grab one right now. Don't.
God only hope.
Okay.
I mean, yes, they will.
Judge Simpson, you and your staff have a wonderful weekend.
You do the same.
And for what it's worth, your clerk is wonderful.
Who?
Your clerk. Yeah. Seriously?
Thank you.
She keeps this machine running very smooth.
Oh man. See now I gotta pay attention. You're right. She's the absolute best.
Thank you, Judge.
Well, besides the other. No. Anyway, Babu Bandapadre versus Melody Chickenhell. Chickenhell? She's not here. This is a termination of tenancy.
Correct.
Raise your right hand to be sworn. You solemnly swear or affirm testimony you're about to give will be the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth shall be done.
Do.
Yes?
Yes.
All right. You're the owner of the premises?
Correct.
There was no lease?
There was a lease a while ago, and then she's on Section 8. So that's what tenant continues the lease, basically, more or less. I didn't have a copy in there of the old original.
So, okay, but her Section 8 was terminated, which terminated the lease.
Correct.
Got it. Okay. And I do see here a proper demand that was served. Will grant judgment to the plaintiff for possession. No redemption amount. It's by default, with a writ to issue April 20th or thereafter. All right?
All right. Thanks.
Thank you. Joseph Getz versus Joshua West. One hard behind.
That's Your Honor.
Yeah. Yeah. Did not check in.
He's currently incarcerated, to my knowledge, Your Honor.
Raise your right hand. Solemnly swear or affirm testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, help you God.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. And you are the owner of the premises?
Yes, I'm the leaseholder for the premises.
You're the leaseholder for the premises. He was a sublessor?
Yes.
All right. Based upon your agreement, how much rent do you claim he owes?
Well, since the beginning of the month, it'd be 2,100, but since this person is not on the premises and just his belongings, I'm willing to just go for 1,400 on that.
All right. Grant judgment to the plaintiff for possession. Redemption amount in the amount requested of 1,400 with a writ to issue in 10 days, April 20th, 2026. Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor.
So fill out a judgment and then I'll sign off. Thank you.
Great.
All right. You need to run. Those of you waiting for the next block, we're going to run the video. I'm going to step out for a brief moment, but I'm coming right now. Unless I get scared. No, I'll come back. Current state in recess, everybody can remain seated. Hello.
Ashley Bowman.
All right. She just had. Well, what do you have as a bill?
I have $2,272.20.
Okay, so she's under the. She had her intake appointment with Hawk on 7.
Yes, they told me that all I had to do was bring in or send in the paperwork. The only reason I haven't done that yet is because I received the paper yesterday. Do I owe like a security deposit?
Pardon?
I received like the paper from the court that says I have a $300 security deposit too. So that's why I haven't turned that in.
300 deposit?
Yeah. It's just really weird because I've lived there for like 6 years. I don't know why I have another security deposit.
Not a shame.
It was like 300.
Pardon?
Ledger.
And I don't see anything on the complaint.
Is there a way to get a paper from here that shows how much so I can send it into Alicia? Because that's the only issue is that the paper I have says I owe $353 security deposit.
I don't know where that paper's coming from, man. But and the reason I say that is I'm looking at a copy of the complaint. And it doesn't say anything about a security deposit.
That's really weird. The first paper I got, it didn't have it had like 1 cent is what I owed on security deposit. And then the paper I got just yesterday.
Is that coming from the landlord or is it coming from?
I think the landlord.
Okay. So I don't know anything about this.
Okay.
Okay, so what they want you to turn in is the complaint that you received.
Okay.
I think that's the paperwork that Hawk is looking for.
Yeah, they said from the courts of what I owed.
Yes. So they're going to want a copy of the complaint. You would have gotten one by mail. You would have gotten 2 by mail. And then 1 would have been delivered to you somehow.
Okay. I got them all at once.
Yeah. Okay.
So that
I'm going to suggest you do is get that paperwork, get clear with Hawk what they want. But I think they want your complaint.
okay.
And they're going to want a ledger or some type that either they'll get from the landlord or from you.
Okay.
So what I'm going to suggest you do is go down to your landlord, get a copy of your current ledger and your paperwork that from the court and get that to them.
Okay.
Okay?
That show issued a check. So that's all.
Right. I'm sure that's what they're looking for. They're just looking for that current balance. So let me adjourn this out to the 17th, 2026 at 1 p.m.
Thank you.
And let's see where we are. But make sure to get that paperwork down to them, okay?
Thank you.
All right.
Good night.
Good night. Evergreen versus Figueroa. That's national place. And doing Watson.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, I'm just waiting. I just sent the email.
Okay. Flex got to outside with it. Right. Wait.
I'm sorry, maybe interrupt. If he's getting that to change to it, can that be still case ready?
Well, no, I'm waiting what you said, come on back up. Court calls the Watson. Go ahead, state your name again.
Dwayne Watson.
Okay, go ahead. What do we know?
We just received a complaint saying that there is an update cost that his application is out. So,
Kind of what I have. Well, I guess. Don't worry, about it. We got it solved. All right, so his application's approved, which if they cover everything, what do you have as his current balance?
I have $3,510.09.
Okay, so what he's gonna need to get in is 500.
I took care. I mean, go ahead. Sir.
No, go ahead.
I took care of that today. I can show proof.
You just doing all kinds of stuff. So you paid the 510. Got it. Which is probably why they approved it. It's paid that. All right. So let me do this. Sure.
I have that now. So.
You had the 510. So he's at 3,000. A little under 3,000. They've approved him probably for the 3,000. Got it. Okay. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to turn it out 1 week. If that check gets through. So if they paid it, I don't need to see you.
Okay.
Okay? If they haven't, stop in. Just try to make sure you're all clear.
Sir.
Okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, Mr. Watson. You have a good weekend.
Hey, you as well. I appreciate you, sir.
All right.
Right on.
Thank you.
All right. That's it for that, Bob?